Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door has remained my uncontested favorite video game for 20 full years. I don't know about anybody else out there, but that's a pretty impressive amount of time for one game to remain a favorite, and I wouldn't say that's an easy amount of time to reach either. There have been a lot of amazing video games in the following 20 years, and even within my limited library, I've played some great games. And yet, TTYD remains at the top, and I can't ever see it leaving. Now with the remake out, there was one thing I really wanted to do, and that's my first music-based countdown. 2, actually, dedicated to the amazing scores of the original Thousand Year Door and the remake. Why 2? Well, I can fully say that even though these games hold basically the same songs, it really feels like two completely separate soundtracks, each with their own amazing feeling pieces. So that's what I'm here to do. List my 10 favorites from both games, cause I can confirm they are actually different enough. Let's call this some content as I figure out how to get my top 10 favorite video game characters video all sorted out. I think the biggest disclaimer is that I'm not really great at describing music. Naming instruments, describing what I hear, it's not exactly my strong point. So forgive me if I make any mistakes on what I'm describing. I'll likely go about explaining how well the songs fit for what they play for. Also, the segments may be a bit shorter than what I've done in the past. Comes with describing something I'm not used to describing. All that said, get your headphones ready. We're hitting that play button. We starting strong with this one. You know what's impressive? Creating a hub world built on sleazy thievery and underhanded thugs and somehow still making it feel welcome. Rogueport, you really threw the Mario norm for a loop, and yes, that's a big old compliment. Our first steps into Rogueport were greeted with a song that welcomes you with open arms. Open arms mostly meant to pilfer your pockets, but that's what chasing them down with the hammer is for. I love this piece, and perhaps my nostalgia is a huge bulk of it. But for being such a different style of hub world, yet still having a friendly sounding song to accompany it, it just does the job all too well, even more than the remake did. It makes every moment I'm here worthwhile, whether it was my first steps, every returning step, or the start of every new playthrough, I could never tire of this theme. Hanging around Rogueport will always feel like a virtual home to me, and with this song playing, it makes every stroll to the Pianta Parlor, Zez T's house, or the Trouble Center worth every step. I feel there's a number one rule in the world of RPGs. If you're gonna have one standard battle theme, better make it good and worth every battle. Mario RPGs don't tend to fail this category. Super Mario RPG and Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga are prime candidates to prove that. And while TTYD's battle theme may not be as catchy as those two, it still makes every battle worth it with its energetic theme. Taking cues from its N64 predecessor, opening up in a very similar way before quickly becoming its own thing. Honestly, energetic is the only word I really got, and that's the best part of it all. It's always ready for the fight, and it puts you right in the mood with it. Goombas, Clefs, Crazy Daisies, Embers, Rough Puffs, the goddamn Koopinator. Yeah, you're all getting the beat down to these beats, and you don't get a choice whether you like it or not. Want better? Be a chapter boss? Then maybe we'll talk. First impressions are important, and even with Rogueport setting a pretty solid bar for openers, Petal Meadows does even better to welcome us into the game itself. With the prologue behind him, Mario's first steps into Petal Meadows are greeted with a lively piece that embodies the frolic through peaceful plains. Mario games usually have grasslands or plains as their opening levels, and Petal Meadows is no different. but this greets players far better than the stock norm most core Mario games offer. Upbeat, lively, and friendly sounding, the casual stroll through these meadows will be one for the memory books. I know, I've been carrying that album for 20 years and it's always worth looking back at. Peace, tranquility, maybe a few Goombas here and there, but 2 HP ain't gonna stop me. My moves are all I need to deal with them and get right back to the empty-headed stroll to Petalburg and Schwank Fortress. Just keep it going. Well, yeah, you all should have seen this one coming. Look, when I've been using a theme from this very game as an intro and outro theme for years, this should have been the easiest thing to see coming since Mario appearing on a new console. It's just, bruh, even no-brainers got this one down. Of course the main menu theme is on this list. It's gotta be one of the best main menu themes out there. While it does have the problem of being led up with a rather standard intro, requiring one to wait on the one screen no one's gonna loiter on intentionally, or requiring one to be downed by whatever the game has to offer, it's still a banger. Outside of literally sounding like the perfect intro, it really pumps up some energy. In an almost ironic sense, it's almost as if it's encouraging you not to spend so much time listening to it. Like, yeah, you're here, jump in already. This game is a blast, what are you waiting for? Yeah, I'd say that's the message this song screams. Well, 6 spots in, time to finally highlight a boss. Alright, how nuts does one have to be to throw this, of all things, as the first notable boss theme of a countdown? I don't know, man. Grotus certainly doesn't look like he was built with nuts in his dome. Maybe a few loose wires, but nuts? Only fools on their deathbeds describe the dangerous leader of the X-Nuts with such a word. Grotus's battle theme is one heck of a piece. As it builds off his personal theme heard earlier, his battle theme is equally as deprived sounding like its own isolated thing within an otherwise upbeat and energetic soundtrack. Seriously, both Grotus's overworld theme and battle theme are so disconnected from every other song, sounding nothing like anything else in the game, not even other X-Nut related themes. It's almost as if it's reflecting the cold and detached vibes of Grotus himself, making us hear that he's in this for himself. He doesn't care about anybody else. Not for Peach, not for the citizens of the world, not even his own army. He cares only for himself, and his battle theme feels like a forceful reminder. All of that is on top of the computerized sounds, which perfectly fit his visual appearance. I'm almost shocked that it's only number 6, but earning its place as my 3rd favorite boss theme in the game. Yes, I said 3rd. Don't worry, there will be more. I feel the only thing weirder than a welcoming theme for a den of thieves is an equally welcoming theme for the goddamn sewers. You know, the place that's normally supposed to smell like if Pepe Le Pew decided to order the entire stock of McRib sauce. Yeah, while that imagery might be enough to singe the nose hairs, Rogueport Sewers is largely misleading as it's technically not actual sewers, it's an ancient sunken town. And the theme it brings with it is just so relaxing. I find that it's just so interesting. Rogueport Sewers isn't too much to look at. The stone walls and flooring aren't ridden with detail, the color scheme is pretty plain, and there isn't much to look at, yet the theme that plays just feels so nice, hardly capturing the style of location. It feels almost otherworldly, playing for a time era not of its own. It's really hard to describe, but it just sounds so good. Relaxing for a piece playing in the dank-ass sewers, but hey, credit where credit is due. This is one of the best sewer themes I've ever heard. Let's get ready to rock! You know, despite his name being a total joke among the TTYD community, this oversized chicken wing at least has something to it. A battle theme that puts the rock in Rock Hawk. I feel they knew exactly what they were doing here, giving their Glitz Pit champ a name sounding like rock, then making his battle theme actually rock-based. Good on you, composers. Rock Hawk's battle theme rocks more than he does, literally. Those guitars do all the work here, no questions asked. And they put on the showiest of shows for this showy showboat. It really does a great job at making this feel like a finale for the Glitz Pit. And while it's a finale, it's not the finale, if you catch my drift. Still, it's one hell of a boss theme that suits Rock Hawk. It rocks out hard, and plays well with how Rock Hawk will fly, jump, and slide at you with all his fancy moves. Sure, he's a joke, but it's hard to laugh when I'm busy rocking out. Fine, Chicken Wing, have your rock jokes. Your battle theme earned it. You'll be back to the other jokes before long. I think one of the best parts of TTYD's soundtrack is how well it plays into each and every location, putting everything it has into capturing the various locations and setting defining sounds for each chapter. The bells are ringing, and we thankful it ain't a curse tonight. Dupless's battle theme reigns over all others as my personal favorite battle theme in the original game. Opening up with the signature bell that cursed Twilight Town, ringing throughout the melody as the cheeky theme starts, and the organ goes all out halfway in. All while ominous wind-like sound effects play through the entire song. It not only captures Dupless so well, it captures all of Chapter 4 in one glorious melody. The ominous theme as you fight not only a ghost in a bedsheet, but a ghost in a bedsheet posing as you. Like, man, give this composing team a raise. It's too perfect. And even better, you get to hear it multiple times throughout the chapter as you face off against this copycat caper. Or sit through the helpless fight against him on Twilight Trail, just for this theme alone. Anyone guilty of that? No shame if you are, this theme is well worth it. You know, everyone always makes being the villain seem more fun. And in a way, it's hard to disagree. Without limits, villains can run rampant with what they do and how they go about doing it. It's like a massive power creep on being a hero. Who wants to stand on the side of good when they got limits sitting on their shoulders? It makes being the good guy sound so boring. But you know what? Fine. I'll be boring. Let me feel like a hero. If being a boring hero means I can make this my theme song, I'll gladly have people point out that I'm no fun. Shooting for the Stars is my hero theme. Even though it's not playing up to be a heroic theme, it sounds like a heroic theme. Mario's search for the crystal stars sees him take an unexpected trip to the moon, and the only way to get there is to be blasted out the big bomb cannon of Far Outpost. And the music that accompanies the setup is just... it's so freaking cool! The build-up, the sound choice, the heroic vibes of being shot to the moon for the sake of saving the world. Heroes are boring, eh? At least my ticket to the moon was shown on screen and in such a powerful way. How did Grodus get to the moon? Wasn't even cool enough to show. Yeah, try and convince me heroes are no fun. My cannon ride to the moon says otherwise. Music is one of the core things to set tones. Whether it be a calming piece to promote tranquility, an energetic piece to hype up an adventure, or a sinister piece to suit a villain, music is the core part of setting a scene. And that's where I'm at with this one. This isn't an overworld theme, nor a fighting theme. It's a set piece. A music piece that sets the stage for what has to be my favorite scene of all of Thousand Year Door. A piece that does so well at fitting the art of build-up. Ain't that right, Grubba? Maybe at some point, Shooting for the Stars had a chance at grasping number one, but whatever shot that had was quickly stomped by the reveal to Macho Grubba, and his theme that plays perfectly captures the moment. It's not dark, but it's threatening and intimidating. Taking cues from both Grubba's theme and the Glitz Pit theme, and working them into a much more intimidating set of sounds that suit Macho Grubba's character. Grubba knows you've been snooping around his business the whole time, but now is when he can come clean, in the one place you were warned about, the one place no one will see, and the one place you've been this whole time, the Glitz Pit. This piece sets the perfect tone, and I can hardly listen to it without hearing Grubba's dialogue to go with it. I can hear his voice, feel the intimidation, and see the danger right before me. And it's what makes this scene the best scene in the game. It's got everything it needs to set the stage for a scene Grubba wants no one to see. The mystery starts and ends in the Glitz Pit, and the fight for the gold star is one for the history books. I'm the Burning Baron, and the reveal to Macho Grubba will always be my favorite scene in all of the Thousand Year Door, with this theme being the centerpiece of it all. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.